Hi, this is Jim Lowenstern. Welcome back to the Exponential Files. We've got a great show today. I mean, really fantastic show. You have to watch every minute of it. I've got Carrie Soave with me today. She is an I would say, coach, influencer, all things about AI. We're going to be talking about everything today. Welcome, Carrie.
Thank you for having me, Jim. I love meeting with you. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. How many years have you been in the real estate business? Where did you start? I know you're with EXP now. How long have you been with EXP?
Yeah, so I started about 15 years ago. I traded in both residential and commercial because I'm in Canada. So you can do both here. I can still call myself a realtor, even though I'm commercial real estate. And I've been with many brokerages. I moved over to EXP. I think it's like my 4-year anniversary right now. I'm pretty sure. I think LinkedIn told me that yesterday. So yeah, it's been quite a ride. I've been doing this for a long time.
So what kind of company or office were you with prior to EXP?
So I was with Royal LePage, which is a big Canadian brand.
Hmm.
And then I was with Remax. Uh, Remax was good. Pretty expensive, but they're good. And I also did a boutique brokerage as well. And I was a solo agent for a while, and then I built a team. So part of the reason I kept switching brokerages is because the offices I was at, there weren't a lot of teams here in Canada. Like I'm in Ontario, Canada back then. And I knew I wanted to build a team. And when I go to the broker owner and say, I want to build a team, they said, yeah, like we can't help you with that. So
Really? I wonder why. They just didn't understand a
yeah,
team concept.
I guess,
Pretty
I
basic,
guess.
right?
I I know it's kind of what they are, but
Exactly.
but yeah, so I
So
just kept chasing, like trying to find the answers because like Jim, we both know, like I don't know how if the US is the same, but our industry here in Canada is very gate kept. So you're looking to people for guidance and help who are actually doing the things and what we perceive to be successful. We only know what we know, right? And nobody will share anything with you. So I think that's what caused me to keep moving around, just looking for somebody for help, right?
So when you first heard about EXP, how was so the question is, was your perception of how it was described equal to what you've experienced in the last 4 years?
Okay, so I've been friends with Gogo Bethke for about 12 years of my career. And she made the move because she's like this, she's like a micro influencer in real estate. She's a big influencer in real estate.
Can you
On social.
explain what you mean by micro influencer?
So I've done all of my business on social media. That's how I do my prospecting, my entire career from Twitter to Instagram, like now TikTok. And back then, there was a very small group of agents using social media to generate business and create a brand for themselves. Like it was so new. So because it was such a small community, we kind of like met and aligned and helped each other. So, uh, a micro influencer is somebody with a relatively large following, maybe not in the millions, like a big influencer, but has significant impact and brand visibility and has generated trust on social media or online. So that's what that is. And there was such a small group of us that I became friends with the other ones in my industry of real estate. And she approached me. I think she's been with EXP for 5 years now. She approached me when she first came on, and you got to understand, I was like, I didn't like agents. Okay. You could not pay me to like go and socialize with agents or spend any kind of time outside of doing deals because it was so competitive. And like you have to remember, I was doing things first. So I was that girl on Instagram 15 years ago posting pictures of myself, and everyone's like, who does she think she is? Well, I was getting all the money. That's who I thought I was, you know? So there was a method to my madness, but people didn't understand it, and there was a lot of judgment, and I met a lot of judgment. I built a team. It was all female. They were like, "Oh, she's selling sex. They're all good looking." I just met with this resistance my whole career. So, did I love Go-Go and did I want to be around her? Yeah, but I also, didn't trust realtors a lot. And then when we really got to know each other, I was like, "Hell, I'm coming over because you're one of the only agents that I like, and I'd rather talk with you once a week than anybody else in the industry." So I didn't have huge expectations, Jim, going into
But
this.
what did she say about EXP that I mean, you didn't just join because GoGo was at EXP. You joined because you heard something.
Yeah. So I knew I wanted to create a business outside of selling houses. So I needed to be around people doing that at a large scale and having access to people globally that are, making millions and millions and millions of dollars at such a scale that we don't see at our local Remax office. That was what drew me. I didn't care about the fees, but the fees were accurate. Like, oh, yeah, I'm not.
Well, let me stop you there. You said
Yeah.
Remax was good,
Hmm.
but it was expensive
Hmm.
in comparison to what EXP has offered you.
Oh, way more.
Yeah, I mean, is it even apples and apples? Is it any
It's
kind of
not,
comparison at
there's
all?
no comparison whatsoever.
It's a different way of doing business totally,
I
right?
look at these brick and mortar brokerages with these high fees as I'm paying them for very little, whereas at EXP, I think that I'm getting something. You know what I mean? Like it's almost the exact opposite,
Okay.
pretty much, right?
All right. What got you interested in AI? Let's go right into AI now.
So I started coaching in social media first because people were like, "How do you get business?" Like 95% of my business, Jim, was coming from social media for years, and people don't understand how to get business. It's not just about posting listings. So people will come to me. So I naturally fell into social media coaching, but it's uncomfortable, and people don't aren't comfortable with being on camera. They aren't comfortable with being vulnerable. Um, and I thought,
They're not comfortable with possums in the backyard either.
right? My video. I share everything. I share everything.
Well, we'll get into that. So you started with,
Yeah. And it's
I
time
guess,
consuming. So
Facebook and
yeah, all of
LinkedIn.
them. Yeah, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. And it's time consuming. Agents think that they can just post once or twice a week, something very unintentional and bland, and then wonder why they're not generating business. So if you're generating business, you are putting hours into content creation and engagement every single day, 5 days a week. It's a prospecting method like any other. It's the one I chose as opposed to door knocking or farming, right? So that's why when no code AI launched in the form of ChatGPT, I was like, how do I figure out how to use this first to make content creation and social media easier and optimize for agents? And then that went so well that I went down the rabbit hole for my entire business. I'm a systems girl. I have everything documented. I was improving all my systems. I was plugging AI into every step of every system in my entire business. And that was the turning point for me.
What did you study in school?
I studied fashion, I studied business, I studied pharmacy, and then real estate.
No, nothing with communications.
No,
Okay. All
no.
right. Social media. What kind of accounts do you have? Do you have TikTok? You didn't mention TikTok.
Yeah, I have TikTok.
So I know that they're sort of like aggregating platforms where you can post and it'll push it out to 4 or 5 platforms or more.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
use those?
I don't. I teach people how to use them, but I am a little bit of a control freak with my content, and I like to post some like whatever I'm feeling on a whim at the time. So I do all of my posting manually. The captions, the descriptions, all of that are generated in seconds with AI, and I'm just copying and pasting to the different platforms. Just it's just a comfort level of control for me. It's a personal choice.
Do you
That's
duplicate what you're posting on different platforms, or is
So
it unique?
the video would be the same, but the captions need to be different for every platform. So I've created myself a tool that understands SEO, keywords, and audience for each platform and can build out captions from the description of a video or uploading a picture that are optimized for each platform specifically. And then I'm just copying and pasting from there.
And AI helps with all of this.
Yeah, I built it. I like AI is great, but like if you really want good stuff, like you're customizing your own AI.
If somebody knew nothing about AI, I've even heard some people call it A1, but that
Was that you, Jim? Was that you?
no, no, that was actually someone in the Trump administration. I think it was the head of the education
Jeez.
department or something like that.
Oh
No, I
wow,
know
we're
it's
in
a steak
trouble.
sauce and I know it's artificial intelligence. But okay, so what is it? I mean, is it just computer programs and now we just have another name for it?
No, it's trained. So it is machine learning that is trained on all of the information out there, like everything. So, how do you even describe it? It's smarter than us. Did you know that?
Well,
It's got it.
it's interesting because in the last week, this thing that's smarter than us wasn't smart enough not to get Elon Musk into trouble, right? So something's going on here. If we're not smart enough to figure out what it is pretty quickly, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're suggesting that we let it run our businesses, and I'm thinking to a degree, maybe. But at the same time, we got to keep an eye on it, right?
Well, it's all about the guidance that you give it as well. So, would I just trust Chat GPT to build a business for me? No, I need to set the parameters. I need to further train it on exactly how a good business and successful business looks. I need to give it the guidance and can it has the ability to learn a lot faster than us. So it can consume and learn at such a rapid speed and then use all of that information to build for us. This would take us like years to accumulate all of that knowledge. And Grok 4 was just launched. I'm not sure if you know about that.
Well, that's the AI program that Elon Musk has developed. That what was the quote here? Something about Mecha Hitler. Is that just a hallucination? It just spits out whatever it wants.
Oh my God. Well, it depends what it's
It
prompted.
it was calling itself Mecha Hitler, like it's sentient, like you know.
But who is it calling that to, and what kind of guidance did it have, and what kind of information was it fed, and instructions it was ordered before that? Like that's the thing. Has it proven that it is smarter than everybody above a PhD level in every single subject? Yeah. Like
Okay.
there's
Okay, so I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. This is a transition with EXP moving off of Workplace, and I'm sure there are a lot of
Mhm.
businesses using Workplace, and Meta's kicking them all out. So now they got to find another structure, which may be great. So I'm going to ask AI. EXP is going to use Slack, but of course, everyone is going to be gravitating to Facebook also. And then
Mhm.
I see someone has expworkspace.com, etc. I'm going to say, what is the best path for my group, my team to communicate when workplaces shut down? What do you
But
think I'm getting?
first,
What kind of response do you think I'm going to get?
well, first of all, I think you need to restructure what you're asking it because you're not going to get anything good from what you just said. So I hope that first you are going to, uh,
Succinctly.
yeah, I hope you're going to first feed it the information that's coming off the top of your head about your.
Well, you're in the same position. What are you asking it? And what are you doing?
So
Or
I'm feeding as much information as I can. Okay, there's a new thing. It's called context engineering. So prompt engineering up until now has been the art of how to speak to AI in terms of how to structure your request. There's a certain framework everybody's who knows what they're doing has been following. However, we have discovered that there's a better way than prompt engineering, and it's context engineering. And I'm actually going to be posting a video about this on my social media later today. And what that is giving it your clear task. So prompt engineering before, this is what the framework looked like. You're giving ChatGPT or the LLM, like Gemini, Grok, whatever it is, uh, an identity. So act as, or you are the best marketer, or you are head of education for, digital communities and online communities. And then you're going to tell it the task, and then you're going to give it as much
so
context.
I'll say to it something like, I'm Mr. Luxury Real Estate.
No,
Here's the
no,
no,
you're giving it an identity. So
you're giving
ChatGPT, it
ChatGPT.
needs direction on how to act and how to
So
think
you're
first.
the best marketer for luxury real
There
estate
you
in the
go.
world.
Yeah.
And then what's the rest of the question?
The next part is I want you to do X, Y, and Z. And then the next part of that question is all of the context that you want it to have. So it needs to follow these rules and don't do this, but this, like the more context that you give it, the better. Use this tone. These are the goals. These are the objectives. Who are your targets? What does your community consist of? This is what I mean by these prompts can get really long and you could leave stuff out. So there's a better way now. So that was prompt engineering. There's a better way now. It's called context engineering. And you're just going to say, I want you to advise me on where and how I'm going to host my community called X, Y, and Z. Ask me all the questions you need to discover full context for this job.
Okay, so I'm
Done.
asking AI to give me the questions as
Yeah.
well.
And it's going to interview you. So
So there
according
is
to
a
what you
there
wanted
is a
to
back and
do,
forth.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
just
And it's a
one
way better
input.
way of speaking with an LLM, context engineering.
And
Prompt
am I
engineering is
speaking
out.
to it or am I typing it in?
You could do whatever you want.
Works both ways.
Yeah,
So what are you doing? And we'll go back to EXP and Workplace. Did you use Workplace or
I
you,
did.
yeah,
Did.
sorry to see it go.
Okay, so here's my belief. I want you to think about this. I have been heavy on social media my entire career. I've also learned a long time ago that we do not own our social media audience, just like we do not own our audience in our workplace groups, our Facebook groups. It does not matter. It is a means to an end. So honestly, I use them to gather the audience and export them somewhere else. So I have a Facebook group. I also have a workplace group. If both of those shut down tomorrow, I would be fine because they also live within my CRM and my database. And there's constant communication with them via text message,
Okay, so
emails.
in other words, these are funnels.
Yeah.
You collect the
So,
data. Got it.
so like for me, I'm like, I've always been funneling people in as many places as I can possible. If you came into my funnel and came into my environment via YouTube, within a month, you're going to end up on all my social media platforms and in my database having conversations with my bot. And that's how it should be because you can't be heavily reliant on one system, right?
No, it's good perspective because I read a lot of threads, chats on the
Yeah.
EXP workplace, and I noticed there's a lot of agents that are really kind of dismayed, and I'm not going to use Slack. I don't like Slack. This is terrible.
Because
And
it's not visual, and a lot of people are very visual, right? So I understand where they're coming from.
so do you think ultimately EXP will have to find a different platform?
I'm
Um,
hoping they'll create their own, or Glenn will just go and buy somebody else's.
yeah, I
Maybe you're
guess
listening, Glenn.
I
I think it's
know.
time to throw
I
offers,
mean, I totally
all
understand
takeovers.
why Workplace wouldn't be available because it's basically the
Yeah.
same code that Facebook is. But if you go to, and I'm not promoting this, I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is. And again, I saw it was a agent online in Workplace, EXP's Workplace, and it was
Hmm.
expworkspace.com, which I'm sure is a compliance issue, but according to him, he's got green lights from Leo and Glenn, and everything's fine. But I don't know. Maybe he's my next guess, and maybe that's the solution. I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
Absolutely.
So, is AI the future, or is there something beyond?
I think AI is going to fuel the future, 100%. It's going to be so much more than chatbots and LLMs and all of these things we're dealing with now. Like if you look at OpenAI, they've partnered with a company that designed Apple products, like the actual casing and product.
Hmm.
They're going to be designing a new contraption for us to use AI because they believe AI is a new technology. We need to be creating something new to use it. Like we shouldn't just be
So
using
it won't be
old chat.
integrated into the smartphone.
It could, like, I think it already has,
I
but
I
I
think
think they're coming up with something new. So I'm excited for that. Like people in the tech world too, artificial intelligence, great. That's yesterday's news. They're like excited about machine intelligence, right? Like, so there's like so much beyond what we are talking about right now, but AI is fueling it.
well, Nvidia is now over 4 trillion valuation. I think it's
Hmm.
the number one valued company in the world, and they're making the hardware.
Hmm.
So that says something. And this is probably just the beginning. We're in the infancy right now.
Oh my goodness. We are definitely in the beginning. I can't wait. I can't wait to do whatever I want whenever I want and build whatever I want. Like for me, it's not about laying around doing nothing or laying on a beach. Like, yeah,
Well,
I'd love to do some of that, but
that's
like,
one of my questions. You actually had posted on Instagram, while I'm sitting at the beach, my AI assistant is writing up offers, making video podcast, all this stuff that it's doing. And I'm wondering, really? It's doing all of this?
yeah,
How's it doing it?
absolutely. Absolutely. Because I'm automating AI, right? So when you automate AI, when AI can automate itself, that's when life's going to get interesting. But I'm automating AI. So that allows me to do whatever I want, whether it's like lay on a beach, but like, if I'm going to be honest with you, 80% of the time, I'm not laying on a beach. I'm building another company. Like, that's what I'm excited about. what I'm going to be able to build, not the free time I'm going to have. Like free time, I could leave that. I'm good. I just want to, I'm looking at the possibilities of what
You're
I
like
can
me, you get
build.
bored really quickly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Some people don't get it, and that's okay. We are EXP. You can have any kind of dream that you want. You can make any kind of business you want. I joined EXP, back to that. I joined EXP knowing that I wanted to phase out of production, and that's exactly what I did. So I could not have done that at any other company because yeah, it's just,
It
you're,
it's
you-
it's a lot. And I totally agree on that. So going back to the possum. So the stuff that you're putting on Instagram, it's not, here's a house that I'm selling. What are you, how do you decide what goes there? Because you got possum videos
yeah.
on your Instagram. Am I
So
looking at the wrong
we had
account?
a possum that got displaced because we had a little flood in his little nest area, his whatever he lived in our yard.
Lair.
So the dogs almost got him. So my husband had to like pick him up and we had to take him to a park nearby, and I felt so bad for him. I'm like, what if it has babies, you know? So I document stuff like that because here's the thing. You should be posting on social media a lot. The golden rule is like everybody thinks they should keep everything separate and be very diplomatic with everything that they're posting. I feel like it's better to have 10% of your audience align with you and gain trust with you so that they want to work with you than, 100% of your audience not aligning with you at all and not connecting with you at all because you have no real opinions and you're bringing no real value, because that's going to generate no business. And you need to be able to connect with people. So sharing a bit of your personal life and your day-to-day life is important. Also, it helps people feel like they know you, because digital advertising and digital marketing is so much more difficult. We have never, as agents, gotten a client unless there's been a level of trust. Okay. Whether they met us in person and felt like they trusted us, or if they were referred by somebody that they trust very much. Okay. So it's that much harder to gain trust online digitally without meeting people. So you need to open up, be authentic, share your views, share your values, show what you look like, your video. Like, this is so very, very important. So, yeah,
I'm very surprised at the title on the Instagram tile when say, you want a realtor who loves possums, something like that, right? Why didn't
right.
AI figure that one out?
And honestly, what you should be posting, there's no, forget about the algorithm, first of all. Like, that's just a fancy, like, they're giving it all these things fancy names, and all you need to know as somebody who is using social media for your business is you need to understand who your target is, know them, so have a full workup on them, and answer the questions that they're searching online in an entertaining way. That is all you have to do to win and create business. And Instagram just announced that now all of your content will be featured on Google. So they've removed that block, and now Instagram videos will be searchable via search engines. So this is huge. So you just need to be answering the questions that people are asking online.
And you
That
can
is it.
ask ChatGPT that very question. What
So
questions are people
yeah, like
asking?
you wanna do it a little better than that. I've actually created tools that will build out, like discover who you're supposed to target according to your unique value proposition, who's going to align with you according to who you are as a person. And then building out your avatar with all of their features and pain points, the whole persona, right? psychology, everything, and then discovering what that specific demographic is searching online and then creating all the content for you. So I this is what I do. I create solutions like this, AI solutions.
So this podcast now is content that I'll share with you. Of it's going to be shared everywhere anyway. What might you do with a section of this? Obviously, you wouldn't have the whole thing, but you'd take perhaps a minute and put it on Instagram.
Yeah, I'd put it on all my platforms. There's
But
different
it would
audiences on
but it
every
would be a
platform.
link to the whole podcast with
Yeah,
a teaser.
yeah, absolutely. Do
Click
you,
here if you want to see the rest.
yeah, absolutely. I usually
Oh,
for my own podcast, like I do three posts a week for my own podcast. One is the day that it goes live, and it is a direct link to YouTube and all of the audio networks as well with the thumbnail, right? So who my guest is and a full breakdown of what the podcast is about, which yes, everything is generated with AI. I've built all these tools to do this for me. And then the next 2 days later are short clips that I've pulled, the best short clips that I've pulled from um, the actual content, again with amazing descriptions and captions. So with a link to watch, the full episode, because you want to give people a taste of what they're doing.
the competitors that EXP has, have you thought about how they might be using AI to beat AI in I'd say the brokerage arms race, which they're maybe at the head of the pack. They're certainly in the pack. It doesn't seem like to be any conversation where EXP isn't being mentioned. Have you considered what EXP could be doing even better to keep up and beyond?
Okay, so I think that eXp is leading the race for brokerages. I have done some consulting for other brokerages. I know a lot of realtors at other brokerages. I know what they're doing. And eXp is covering all of their bases. They're implementing more and more AI into their back end and automation at the company level so that it's freeing up all of the employees' time to do more important things and grow the actual company. So they're doing that right. They're cutting expenses while they're doing it significantly, but also not just like most of the brokerages out there, that's all they care about. Okay. They care about themselves and, you know, their bottom line and how they are doing as a company. And that's fair, but EXP is taking it a step further. They're providing AI training for their agents. They are providing AI tools to their agents that are active for free. Like that is about attraction and retention. Now they've got all of the pieces together. And that is something that I haven't seen from another brokerage yet, to be quite honest.
So what kind of tools do they offer? Are
I believe they're doing Fixer for
I've heard of Fixer, yes.
agents, which lives in your Zoom, your email, your calendar, and can act as a personal assistant, which is fantastic. But also the CRMs that they're choosing are full of AI. This is a very strategic move of them. So they used to offer just KB Core, right? And now they brought in your choice of KB Core slash Bold Trail, uh, Lofty, Close, right?
Right.
And these are all AI heavy CRMs. So, but more than that, like they are putting people like me who do this for a living, giving us a platform to share more information and more value for the agents as well. along with trainings and all of that stuff too, right?
Yeah. I'm just wondering if you have, 'cause I ask random questions also on the show. What do you have for breakfast? Do you believe in breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast a lot. My husband made me like a steak and then some kale salad. So it was like a brunch.
Okay, that's good. And what kind of music do you
Okay,
like?
but you want to know something really
Just so
funny?
your dog walk by, and there's the dog again. There's your husband. Thumbs up.
Chances is
No,
like
no possum today. Where did the
no.
possum end up? I gotta know. Did it end
It's
up in
it's it's
Possum
living its
Park?
best life at Fireman's Park. That's where
Okay.
it is. Okay, so do you want to know something that most people don't know about me except for like my inner circle? I'm obsessed. Like, it's funny. Most of the time, if I eat breakfast or lunch, I'm eating like 50-cent spicy ramen noodles out of a cardboard box. And like, this is my favorite thing in the world.
Sounds pretty
I
good.
will never stop eating it. I have like one a day, which is, I think I have an addiction. And we joke around. My assistant jokes around with me and says, one day you're going to be flying in a private jet and we're going to have to stock this thing with spicy ramen. And I'm just,
Is it just cup of noodles or is it
no, it's like an Asian brand. I couldn't even pronounce it, but like there's like one that I'll eat. That's it. Like I'm
the
weird.
great TV show? It's like um the foods that made America great or something like that.
Yeah.
And they had a whole thing about Chinese food. It was I guess it was P.F. Chang's was like the first one that really took off and breaking it down, but it was also a cup of noodles was
Oh, wow.
a big
Yeah,
part of it.
I could see it.
Yeah. And you didn't answer, maybe you didn't hear. Your favorite band. What kind of music do you listen to?
Ah, Tom Petty or Led Zeppelin.
Oh my God, Tom Petty. That's all.
So I saw him. I saw Tom Petty like I want to say like 5 or 7 times when he was alive. Like that was my if Tom Petty's playing, I am going. That is
I'm
me.
I'm absolutely down with that. Number one for
Yeah.
sure. And I don't know how that happened because it used to be everything from the Allman Brothers, Grateful Dead, Led
Mhm.
Zeppelin, the Beatles, Rolling Stones.
I love
And
Led
then
Zeppelin.
once I got turned on to Tom Petty, I just
Yeah.
couldn't stop.
Oh yeah.
Carrie, this was awesome. And any questions that I should have asked that I didn't ask?
No, no, absolutely not. I think that all of your listeners need to reach out to you if they want to learn how to get a hold of my tools and, anything that I've built for realtors because Jim has the inside track, guys. Jim knows what's up.
Thanks for saying that, Carrie. Well, that's the end of this episode. We'll have another great one next week. Thanks for joining me and Carrie Soave. I'm Jim Lowenstern, your host, saying goodbye for this week. Thank you for watching the Exponential Files. See you.